All right, so you've been digging deep into the startup world,
Yeah.
and you've sent over a ton of research on the ones that, well, didn't quite make it.
Right.
I know. The failure rate can be kind of scary.
It can be.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Those failures, they're gold mines.
Absolutely.
Packed with info.
Yep.
So today we're doing a deep dive into those lessons from failed startups, turning setbacks into success, excerpts you sent over.
I love that.
We're not dwelling on the doom and gloom, though.
No.
Nope. We're extracting wisdom.
Exactly.
The kind of wisdom that can help anyone listening navigate this wild world of entrepreneurship.
I think that's really the key, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Taking those lessons and turning them into something positive.
Okay, so gotta face the hard truth first.
Yeah.
Almost 90% of startups fail.
It's a tough statistic,
It is.
but it's important to remember it's not the end of the world.
Right, before we spiral.
Right.
Let's break it down.
Okay.
What are the big pitfalls?
So the research points to a few major culprits,
Okay.
and one of the biggest is lack of market need.
Right, so you can get so excited about your idea.
You can.
But if nobody wants it,
Well,
that's trouble.
you're setting yourself up for trouble, yeah.
Like Juicero. Right.
No, Juicero.
That super high-tech juicer
The poster child.
that nobody wanted.
Exactly.
What happened there?
I think Juicero is a classic example of being blinded by your own innovation.
Okay.
They had this incredibly complex, expensive product, but they didn't stop to think,
Yeah.
is there actually a market for this?
Right.
People were happy with their regular juicers.
Right.
They didn't want to shell out hundreds of dollars for a fancy internet-connected one.
So lesson one,
Okay.
you can build something amazing doesn't mean people will buy it.
It's a hard lesson to learn,
It is?
but it's an important one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How about the money side of things?
Oh, yeah.
That seems to be a recurring theme in these startup failures.
It is. It is.
Absolutely.
Running out of cash is a huge pitfall.
Okay.
And it can happen for so many reasons.
Right.
Mismanagement of funds, underestimating costs,
Right.
not securing enough funding,
Yeah.
or just not generating enough revenue to keep going.
It's like you need a solid plan
You've got
from
to-
the beginning
Absolutely.
to manage your finances,
Especially in those early stages.
especially in those early stages.
Yeah.
Because even if you have the money,
Right.
mismanaging it.
Can lead to disaster
Really?
quickly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that means not pricing your product right,
Okay.
overspending on marketing,
Mm-hmm.
hiring too many people too fast.
Realistic budget and sticking to it.
It all boils down to that.
Okay. Finances checked.
Okay.
But what about the product itself?
Yeah, you would think that would be crucial, right?
Right. I would think so.
Yeah.
Having a great product.
It seems pretty basic, right?
Yeah.
But a poor product
Yeah.
is another common reason why startups go under.
Really?
It is, yeah.
So it could be.
It could be that it's not well designed,
Okay.
not user-friendly, full of bugs,
Uh-huh.
or just doesn't solve a real problem for people.
So low customer satisfaction, bad reviews.
Those are all big red flags.
Okay.
It's a sign you need to go back to the drawing board,
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to improve it,
Yeah.
or maybe pivot to a whole new idea.
Completely different thing.
But it's not just about the product itself.
Right.
You need the right team.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of teams,
Mm-hmm.
lots of this research talks about having the right people on board.
That's crucial.
Yeah. What are some of those common pitfalls?
The lack of the right skills is a big one.
Okay.
You can have a brilliant founder, incredible vision,
Right.
but if they don't have the know-how,
Yeah.
the business sense, the marketing skills,
Yeah.
it's going to be a really tough road.
So it's about having a team,
Yes.
like assembling the Avengers,
I love that analogy.
each with their own superpowers.
Yeah. You need people who can handle all the different parts of the business,
Okay.
from building the product to getting the word out
Mm.
to managing the money and the day-to-day.
Yeah, but it's not just about skills, though, is it?
No, it's not.
It's about personalities, too.
It's the dynamics.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Internal conflicts,
Mm.
power struggles.
Yeah.
They can sink a startup faster than almost anything else.
So how do you build that dream team?
Well, first you need to hire the right people.
Okay.
Not just the right skills,
Yeah.
but the right personalities too.
Okay.
People who share your values, your vision for the company.
Yeah.
It's about establishing a strong company culture from the get-go.
Right. One that
Yeah.
emphasizes collaboration, open communication, respect,
All of that.
all that good stuff.
Yes.
So having that shared purpose
Yes.
and a positive work environment.
Can really help prevent those clashes.
Okay.
But even with the perfect team, a fantastic product, there are external factors that can really impact a startup success.
Like what?
Well, Think about competitive pressure.
Okay.
The market's always changing.
Yeah.
New competitors pop up all the time.
Right.
If you're not constantly innovating, adapting to stay ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
you risk getting left behind.
Yeah. Like, remember Alta Vista?
Yeah, Alta Vista.
One of the first search engines?
Yeah, they were pioneers.
Oh, I
But
use Google now.
they didn't adapt.
Yeah.
They didn't evolve their technology, their business model.
Mm-hmm.
And Google, with their innovative algorithms, user-friendly interface,
Right. Yeah.
they took over.
They did.
It's a reminder that even established companies,
Yeah.
they can falter
They can.
if they don't keep up.
So complacency can be fatal.
It can be.
You've got to be on your toes.
You got to be ready to evolve.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another critical factor,
Okay.
one that's often overlooked.
What's that?
Marketing.
Oh, marketing. Yeah.
You can have the most revolutionary product in the world,
Right.
but if no one knows about it,
Yeah.
it's not going to succeed.
It's like that old saying, if a tree falls in the forest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to get the word out. Reach your target audience.
Yeah.
Convince them why your product is something they need,
Okay.
not having that marketing knowledge.
Yeah.
It can be a real killer for startups.
Especially those tech-focused people.
Yeah, those brilliant engineers
Yeah.
who might not even think about the importance of marketing.
Right?
Exactly. So
We've
we've got lack of market need,
Yeah.
running out of cash,
Mm-hmm.
poor product,
Yep.
team issues,
Right.
competitive pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and inadequate marketing.
Those are the big ones.
It seems like those are the major culprits.
Yeah, they're like the big red flags.
They are.
Those
But
are just broad categories.
that's right.
Right.
Each startup's journey is unique,
Hmm.
and the reasons for failure can be so different.
It's like you can read all the textbooks.
You can study all the case studies,
Yeah.
but each startup
Each startup has its own story.
has its own
Set of challenges.
challenges and opportunities.
And opportunities, that's where the real learning happens.
Right.
When you dive deeper.
We've laid out the danger zones,
You've talked about those pitfalls.
but let's get specific.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
You ready to explore the startup graveyard?
Oh, I'm always fascinated to
Yeah.
see how these things play out in real life.
Yeah.
It's not just what went wrong,
Right.
but why.
Okay, let's start with Anki,
Okay.
the robotics company,
Yeah.
making those amazing AI-powered toys.
They were incredible technologically.
Yeah, they were killing it on the tech side,
Yeah.
but they struggled with their business model.
Yeah.
What's the big takeaway here?
I think Anki is a perfect example of how even brilliant technology isn't enough. They were masters of robotics and AI.
creating these sophisticated, engaging toys.
Oh,
But their downfall was their reliance on hardware sales.
okay, so they were selling physical products,
They were.
which can be tricky.
It can be.
High manufacturing costs.
Yep.
Fickle consumer trends.
All of that.
All that.
And they were so dependent on holiday sales,
Yeah.
which made their revenue stream,
Unpredictable.
very unpredictable. Yeah.
Plus, the toy market.
Oh, it's so competitive.
It's so competitive.
You've got giants like Lego and Mattel.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were facing a tough market,
You were?
and their business model just wasn't flexible enough.
They were so focused on the cool factor,
Right.
the cutting edge tech,
Mm-hmm.
that they forgot about the making money factor.
Which, kind of important
It's essential.
when you're running a business.
Yes, absolutely.
So, big lesson here.
Okay.
Think about multiple revenue streams.
Yes.
Could Anki have licensed their technology?
Possibly.
Partnered with another company,
They could have.
offered subscriptions,
Mm-hmm.
digital content,
Yeah, maybe.
alongside their toys.
It's possible. But they didn't.
They didn't.
And that contributed to their downfall.
That's a good point. Like,
Yeah.
you can have the most amazing product,
Yeah.
but if your business model isn't sustainable,
It's all for nothing.
it's all for nothing.
You're right.
Diversification is key.
It's so important.
Okay, speaking of pivoting,
Yes.
adapting,
Yes.
let's shift gears to a company that did a pretty epic transformation, Slack.
Okay.
Slack.
Yeah.
From a failed gaming project
Called Glitch.
to a workplace communication giant.
What a journey
What a journey.
it is. What can our listener learn from Slack's ability to adapt?
What's fascinating about Slack is that their initial idea, the game glitch,
Yeah.
it just wasn't working.
It wasn't resonating.
But what they had created
Yeah.
was this really effective internal communication tool that they were using within their own team.
So they stumbled on a brilliant idea.
They did, while working on something totally different.
Exactly. And they were smart enough to recognize that.
And they saw the potential.
They were paying attention. They were listening to user feedback, their own team.
Right.
And they saw the potential for something much bigger. So they pivoted.
They turned lemons into lemonade.
It did.
It's Setbacks.
And turned it into a billion-dollar company.
Wow.
It's incredible.
That's amazing.
It highlights how important it is to be responsive, to be willing to change course.
Yeah. Sometimes the greatest successes
They come from unexpected places.
They do.
Yeah.
So we've got Anki.
Okay.
Didn't quite nail the business model.
Right.
And Slack
Yeah.
turned a failure into a massive success. But there's a common thread
There it is.
running through these stories.
What is it?
And that is market validation.
Oh, so important.
Why is this so crucial?
Because assuming there's a need for your product,
Yeah.
it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Market validation is about proving that need exists.
Okay.
It's about doing your research,
Yeah.
talking to potential customers, getting feedback early and often.
Mm.
Don't fall in love with your idea.
Don't just build it and hope they will come.
Definitely not.
Not a good strategy.
Validate, validate, validate.
Okay.
It can save you so much heartache.
Yeah.
Imagine
Good.
spending months, years, developing something,
Right.
and then no one wants it.
Ouch.
Yeah,
That would be painful.
it would be.
So, practical ways to validate an idea before you invest too much time, money, energy.
One of the most effective ways is to build a minimum viable product,
Okay, what's that?
an MVP.
An MVP.
It's a stripped-down version of your product,
Okay.
just the bare bones,
Yeah.
to test the market,
Okay.
get feedback.
So instead of building the Taj Mahal,
Yeah.
you're building a model first.
You just want to see if people like the design,
Right.
get something out there quick, gather data,
Mhm.
and then make changes based on what you learn.
Iterate.
Iterate.
Yeah. Okay, so building an MVP is one way.
It is.
What are some other strategies?
You could run surveys,
Okay.
conduct focus groups,
Mhm.
analyze what your competitors are doing.
Right, so it's like being a detective.
You got to gather clues.
Yeah, piecing together the puzzle
Before you make any big moves.
before you make any big moves.
Yeah,
Okay, so we've explored the pitfalls.
we have.
We've dissected those case studies.
We did that.
We've hammered home
We have.
the importance of market validation.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears
Okay.
and focus on empowering you, our listener,
I like it.
with actionable strategies.
We'll do it.
How do you turn those almost was moments
Yeah.
into I did IT victories?
It all starts with mindset.
Okay.
You need to embrace a growth mindset,
Okay.
one that sees challenges as opportunities for learning,
Okay.
not roadblocks,
Okay.
even though successful entrepreneurs have faced failures.
Uh-huh.
Fred Wilson, a venture capitalist,
Yeah.
he said, "The best entrepreneurs are learners, and the best way to learn is from your mistakes."
Love that quote.
The good one.
It's not about avoiding failure altogether.
No,
It's about learning from those setbacks.
absolutely.
Okay, so step
Okay.
one,
Yep.
cultivate that growth mindset.
Step
Comes
one.
in.
Step two,
Analyze your setbacks.
analyze.
Ask yourself the tough questions.
Okay. What went wrong?
What could I have done different?
What can I learn?
Exactly.
It's about turning that oops
Yeah,
into a light bulb moment.
absolutely.
Okay. And it's important to normalize failure.
So important.
It's not a
Yeah.
taboo subject.
It's part of the journey.
Jeff Bezos had misfires.
He did.
Even Airbnb struggled at the beginning.
I did. It's how you respond to those setbacks
Right.
that makes the difference.
So don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Learn and move on.
Exactly.
Easier said than done sometimes.
It can be tough.
It
It can, but it's essential.
All right. So we've got the mindset,
Okay. The analysis. Yeah. Action plan.
but there's one more piece.
What's that?
Resilience.
Resilience.
You need that grit,
Okay.
that determination to keep going,
Yeah.
even when it gets tough.
Because it will get tough.
Entrepreneurship is a roller coaster.
It is.
Lots of ups and downs.
Lots of ups and downs.
You got to be ready for it.
So buckle up.
Buckle up.
Embrace the roller coaster.
Yes.
Learn from the drops.
And enjoy the climb.
Enjoy the climb back to the top.
That's a great way to put it.
All right, we've covered the how-to.
We have.
But let's inject some inspiration.
I love it.
Let's look at who did it.
Okay, let's talk about the people who actually turn those setbacks into victories.
Hit us with some stories of those who stumbled but rose stronger.
Let's start with the power of perseverance.
Okay.
Ariana Huffington,
Hmm?
media mogul, founder of the Huffington Post,
Yeah.
rejected by 36 publishers
36.
before her book became a bestseller.
Wow. Did she ever think about giving up?
She's talked about those rejections
Yeah.
and how discouraging they were.
Right.
But she believed in her book.
Yeah.
She was determined to share her message.
Yeah.
She refused to let those setbacks define her.
That's some serious dedication.
It is.
Shows that even when it seems impossible,
It does.
persistence can pay off.
It can.
And it's not just about believing in your idea. It's
No.
about believing in yourself,
Absolutely.
your ability to overcome challenges.
Your ability to achieve your goals.
So it's about having that inner fire,
It is.
that drive to keep going.
When everyone else is telling you to stop.
Okay, what else?
All right, let's talk about Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah?
Went from being fired from her news anchor position
Right.
to becoming a global media icon.
Wow. Oprah's story.
It's incredible.
What looked like a setback.
It was a turning point.
Do you think she knew back then?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But what's remarkable is that she didn't let that experience break her. She took what could have been a devastating blow
Right.
and turned it into fuel for her own success.
And built her own media empire.
The rest is history.
Those are some inspiring stories.
They are.
And it shows that setbacks, no matter how big, don't have to define your journey.
They don't.
They can be stepping stones.
They can be opportunities
to learn, to grow,
and to achieve even greater things.
than you initially imagined.
Exactly.
And let's not forget about the power of pivoting.
Oh, so important.
Netflix
Yeah.
started as a DVD rental service.
They did.
They could have easily been crushed by Blockbuster,
They could have.
but they saw the shift towards streaming,
And they made a bold move.
a move that transformed their business.
It's a brilliant example of a company that was willing to adapt,
Yeah.
to evolve, to stay relevant.
They saw the market was changing,
It did.
and they didn't cling to their old business model.
They embraced the new technology,
Oh.
even though it meant disrupting their own operations.
And it paid off.
It did.
They went from mailing DVDs
To streaming movies and TV shows.
to millions of subscribers
Amazing.
worldwide. That's amazing.
It is.
And then you've got Slack,
Slack.
who we talked about earlier.
Pivoting from a failed game
Yeah.
to a communication platform.
Worth billions.
It's incredible.
These are all
Great examples
great examples.
of how flexibility
Yeah.
and adaptability.
Can lead to amazing results.
It's about
It's like sometimes you have to let go of your original vision and
Well,
embrace something new.
sometimes even better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's about having the courage to change course.
Even admitting that your initial idea wasn't the right one.
But we can't forget about embracing failure
No,
as a part of growth.
it's essential.
What's a good example of that?
Well, Winston Churchill said,
Oh, yeah.
success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
I love that quote.
And that's really it.
Yeah.
It's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and keeping going.
But how do you find that courage?
It's not always easy,
No.
but it's essential.
Yeah.
One thing that can help
Yeah.
is surrounding yourself with a support network.
Okay.
People who believe in you
Yeah.
and your vision.
Right. Mentors, fellow entrepreneurs.
Friends, family.
Yeah.
They can provide encouragement, advice.
Yeah. And a shoulder to cry on.
When things get tough.
It's like having a cheering squad,
It is.
a group of people to lift you up
Exactly.
when you're feeling down.
Yeah.
But it's also important
It is?
to remember your why.
Oh, that's so important.
Why did you start this journey in the first place?
What are you passionate about?
What impact do you want to make?
Yeah, you got to connect with that deeper purpose.
That driving force that
Yeah.
keeps you going.
Even when things get challenging.
And celebrate those small wins
Yes. Celebrate those small wins.
along the way.
Absolutely.
Because
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneurship,
It's a long and winding road.
it can be
It's easy to get discouraged
right.
if you're only focused on that end goal.
Right.
So
Take time to acknowledge your progress.
acknowledge your progress,
Celebrate,
no matter how small.
no matter how small.
So it's like, instead of just focusing on climbing Mount Everest,
Yeah.
you're appreciating the view
Appreciate the view
from each base camp
from each base camp.
along the way.
Exactly.
Right.
So we've covered
Resilience.
willingness to learn.
These are the ingredients
They are
for turning setbacks into launch pads.
for success.
Absolutely.
It's about embracing the journey,
Ups
and downs,
Yeah.
and using those experiences to fuel your growth.
Yeah. But it's important to remember,
It is.
you're not alone.
You're not.
The entrepreneurial community.
It's full of people who've faced similar challenges
Yeah.
and emerged stronger.
There's a whole tribe of
We're
people
a whole tribe.
who've been through the fire.
And come out the other side.
Yeah. And they're often willing to share their stories.
And offer support
Yeah.
to those who are just starting out.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You don't.
There are people who've traveled the path you're on.
And they can offer guidance
Yeah.
and support.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of mentors, let's dive into some more stories
oh, I love a good story.
of entrepreneurs who turned those setbacks into triumphs.
All right. Give me some inspiration.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about Howard Schultz,
Howard Schultz, yeah.
the man behind Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Did you know he faced a ton of rejection
Really?
with his initial idea for Starbucks?
I thought he founded Starbucks.
He did, eventually.
What?
But his initial vision was very different.
From the global coffee house chain we know today.
Very different.
So what was it?
He wanted to sell high-quality coffee beans and espresso machines,
Oh.
like a fancy Italian coffee bar.
Okay.
He went to Italy,
Yeah.
fell in love with the coffee culture there, and he wanted to bring that experience back to the U.S.
So it was more about the coffee itself. It's not so much the whole coffee house experience.
Exactly.
So how did he go from selling beans
Well,
to building a global coffee empire?
when he first pitched his idea,
Yeah,
he was met with a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Investors didn't see the potential.
they didn't get it.
They thought Americans were perfectly happy with their drip coffee
Right.
and wouldn't pay a premium for espresso drinks.
So they basically told him no.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He was rejected by over 200 investors
Do you want to hear?
before he found someone who believed in him.
Wow, that's got to be discouraging.
It would be for most people.
What kept him going?
He was passionate. Welcome back to our deep dive.
So before the break, we were talking about connection,
Yeah,
the importance of building a network and finding mentors.
absolutely.
We've heard some incredible stories.
We have.
Entrepreneurs overcoming massive challenges
Right.
to achieve success.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it alone, right?
Absolutely not.
No entrepreneur is an island.
Nope.
Building a strong network.
Yeah.
Finding mentors,
It could be game-changing,
especially when you're facing setbacks.
especially when you're facing those tough times.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Okay.
Why is networking so important for entrepreneurs?
Well, for starters, it's about access,
Access to.
information,
Okay.
resources. Your network can connect you with investors,
Okay.
customers,
Mm-hmm.
partners, even employees.
Wow. So it's like having,
It's like having a whole team of advisors,
yeah,
each with their own expertise and experience.
that's amazing.
Yeah, you're tapping into a collective brain trust.
I like that. Collective brain trust.
But it's not just about practical advice.
Right.
It's about emotional support, too.
Okay. Yeah.
Encouragement, which is so crucial
Especially
when you're dealing with the ups and downs.
the ups and downs of entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
It's like having a cheering squad,
It is.
a group of people who believe in you,
Even when you're doubting yourself,
even when you're doubting yourself.
they can help you stay motivated,
Yeah.
focused,
Mm-hmm.
resilient.
Okay, so we've established networking is important,
Okay.
but how do you actually build a strong network?
It takes time
Yeah.
and effort, for sure.
It's not like you can just snap your fingers
No.
and suddenly have a Rolodex full of influential contacts.
It's not about collecting business cards
Okay.
or going to every networking event.
Right.
It's about building genuine relationships
Okay. So
with people who share your interest.
it's about quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Right.
Focus on connecting with people you genuinely admire.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
Yeah.
People who can offer valuable insights and support.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you actually find these people?
There are a lot of different avenues.
Mm-hmm.
Industry events, conferences.
Okay.
Those can be great places to connect.
With like-minded people.
Exactly.
What about online?
Online communities, social media,
Right.
those can be valuable resources too.
So it's about being proactive,
It is.
putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
engaging with people in the same space.
Absolutely.
And don't be afraid to reach out to people you admire.
You don't have to know them personally.
Right.
A personalized email,
Mm-hmm.
a LinkedIn message,
Can go a long way.
it can.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
It's about taking the initiative,
it is.
making the first move.
But remember, networking is a two-way street.
Okay. What does that mean?
It's not just about what you can get.
Right.
It's about what you can offer.
Okay.
Be generous with your time,
Yeah.
your knowledge,
Okay.
your resources.
So it's about building mutually beneficial relationships
Exactly.
where everyone brings something to the table,
It's about collaboration and support.
not just self-promotion.
Exactly.
Okay, we've talked about networking.
We have.
Now let's dive into mentorship.
Okay.
Why is having a mentor so important?
Mentorship can provide invaluable guidance, support, and accountability.
Right.
A good mentor has been there, done that.
Yeah.
They can offer insights.
Based on their experience.
Exactly.
Help you avoid those common pitfalls.
It's like having a personal guide,
Yeah.
someone who can help you navigate
The treacherous terrain
the often treacherous terrain, yes.
of entrepreneurship.
They can offer a different perspective,
Yeah.
challenge your assumptions.
Push you outside your comfort zone.
Exactly.
But finding a good mentor can be tricky, right?
It can be.
It's not like you can just pick one off the shelf.
No, it's not like that.
So how do you go about finding one?
Start by identifying people you admire,
Okay.
people who have achieved success.
In areas you aspire to.
Exactly.
So you're looking for someone who's walked the path you want to travel.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Reach out to them.
Yeah.
Share your story.
Express your interest.
But what if they say no?
Rejection is always a possibility,
Yeah.
but don't let that discourage you. Not everyone has the time or the inclination to be a mentor,
Right.
but there are plenty of people out there
Yeah.
who are passionate about helping others succeed.
So it's not just a numbers game.
No.
It's about finding the right connection.
It is.
Okay. So you found a potential mentor.
All right.
How do you make the most of that relationship?
First, be clear about your goals,
Okay.
your expectations.
What do you want to get out of this?
Exactly.
What are you looking for guidance on?
And be respectful of their time.
Okay. Yeah.
Come prepared to meetings.
Be concise.
Follow through on action items.
Be organized, proactive.
Show that you're serious
Yeah.
about learning and growing,
And don't be afraid to ask for feedback.
even if it's not always positive.
Right.
A good mentor will challenge you.
Push you to improve.
Absolutely.
So it's a two-way street,
It is.
just like networking.
You're both contributing to the relationship
You both learning.
and growing.
Okay, so we've talked about networking, mentorship. These are powerful tools for entrepreneurs,
They are.
especially those facing setbacks.
Especially when you're going through those tough times.
But let's get even more specific.
Okay.
How can they actually help you turn those setbacks
Yeah.
into launch pads for success?
Okay, let's say you're having a problem with product development.
Okay.
Your network might know an expert
Who can offer advice?
or a company that's already solved a similar problem.
Right.
A mentor who's been there
Yeah.
can offer invaluable insights.
Right. Help you avoid making costly mistakes.
Exactly.
So your network, your mentor,
They're like a safety net.
a resource you can tap into
When you hit a roadblock,
when you hit that roadblock.
it can help you see things from different angles.
Yeah.
Help you find solutions.
Connect you with the resources you need.
Absolutely.
And what about the emotional support?
Oh, that's so important.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship can be lonely.
It can.
It's easy to get discouraged.
Yeah.
Having that support network, a trusted mentor, can make all the difference.
So it's like having a group of cheerleaders
Yeah.
and a wise old sage.
All rolled into one.
All right, we've talked about the benefits,
We have.
but let's get into some real-world examples.
Okay.
Are there any stories of entrepreneurs who used their networks
Or their mentors to overcome setbacks.
and achieve success?
Absolutely. There are tons
Yeah.
of examples.
Wait.
One that comes to mind is Sarah Blakely.
Sarah Blakely, the Spanx founder.
Yeah.
I love Spanx.
They're amazing, right?
So successful.
But she started with nothing but an idea
Okay.
and a lot of hustle.
So how did she go from that
Yeah.
to a billion-dollar company?
She was a master networker.
Okay.
She didn't have a fashion background.
Really?
No experience in apparel.
Huh.
But she was determined.
Yeah.
So she started talking to everyone,
Everyone she knew.
asking for advice, feedback, connections.
So she used her network
yeah.
to get the resources and expertise.
To launch her business.
Wow.
She connected with manufacturers,
Yeah.
retailers,
Yeah.
even Oprah Winfrey
Oprah.
featured Spanx on her show.
Oh.
Helped catapult the brand.
Talk about the power of connection.
It's incredible.
She turned a simple idea.
Into a global phenomena.
That's amazing.
It is.
It's a reminder that you don't have to have all the answers.
You
You don't have to have all the resources, all
Yeah.
the experience
Yep.
to succeed.
You just need to be willing to ask for help.
Build relationships.
Leverage your network.
That's inspiring.
It is.
Any other examples?
Let's talk about Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Okay.
The co-founder of Apple
Yeah.
Early in his career,
Yeah.
he sought out mentors,
Okay.
successful entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
industry leaders. Nolan Bushnell,
Okay.
the founder of Atari,
So even Steve Jobs,
Right.
one of the most innovative minds,
recognized the value of mentorship.
that's pretty incredible.
He understood that he could learn from others
From those who had already paved the way.
who had faced challenges,
Yeah.
overcome obstacles.
What about after Apple?
Yeah.
When he was fired
Oh, yeah.
from company he founded.
He used his connections to launch NextT,
Okay.
a computer company
Okay.
that was eventually acquired by Apple.
Oh, wow. Bringing him back.
Full circle.
And during his time away,
He also founded Pixar,
Pixar, the animation studio.
the one and only.
Wow. Toy Story.
Countless other blockbusters.
He faced a major setback.
He did,
Uh,
but he leveraged his network,
yeah.
his experience,
To create something new.
something innovative.
That's amazing.
It's a testament to his resilience,
His vision.
his ability to connect with the right people.
Okay, so we've talked about networking,
We have.
mentorship.
Yeah.
We've heard some inspiring stories
Incredible stories.
of entrepreneurs who use those connections
Okay.
to overcome setbacks and achieve success.
Yeah.
How can our listener apply these principles?
Well, first, assess your current network.
Okay.
Who are the people you can rely on?
Right. For support, advice, connections.
Are there any gaps you need to fill?
So it's like taking inventory of your resources.
What you have, what you need.
Once you have a good understanding
Okay.
of your network,
Yeah.
start identifying potential mentors.
Look for people you admire
People who have achieved success.
in your field.
Reach out to them.
Share your story.
What about networking events?
They can be worthwhile
If
you approach them strategically.
Okay.
Don't just go to collect business cards.
Right.
Focus on building genuine connections.
Quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Meaningful conversations with a few people.
Yeah, rather than trying to talk to everyone,
And follow up after.
yes, send an email, connect on LinkedIn,
It's about building relationships.
not just collecting contact.
Networking and mentorship.
They're ongoing processes.
Right, not a one and done thing.
You have to nurture these relationships over time.
Stay in touch.
Even if it's just a quick email or phone call,
Share your successes.
ask for advice.
Offer support.
It's about building a community
A tribe of people.
to support you on your journey.
Because no entrepreneur is an island.
We need each other to succeed.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have
Common reasons why startups fail.
those pitfalls.
Case studies.
Yeah.
Strategies for turning setbacks into launch pads.
Absolutely.
The power of networking and mentorship.
Connection is key.
But as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a question.
I love a good question.
If you could sit down with one of these entrepreneurs,
Okay.
Ariana Huffington,
Mm-hmm.
Oprah Winfrey,
Yeah.
Sarah Blakely,
Okay.
someone who didn't make it big,
Right.
but learned from their startup journey,
Mm-hmm.
what one question
This one
would you ask them about their experience
about their experience with failure.
and finding success?
That's a great question.
Because this deep dive
Yeah.
isn't just about why startups fail. It's about equipping you,
With the knowledge
the mindset
to navigate this world
to embrace those challenges.
and turn those setbacks into valuable lessons.
It's about recognizing you're not alone.
You're not.
There are people and resources to support you.
Every step of the way.
And remember, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
Entrepreneurial community is full of people.
Who have faced similar challenges.
Emerged stronger,
They've stumbled,
fallen,
persevered.
achieved remarkable things.
You can too.
You
So keep exploring.
keep learning.
Keep that growth mindset.
front and center
Don't be afraid to reach out.
to your network
Your
for
mentors,
support.
guidance.
Who knows, maybe one day
Maybe one day.
we'll be featuring your success story
On a future episode.
of the deep dive.
I would love that.
Until then, keep diving deep.
Keep those questions coming.
Every setback is an opportunity
For growth.
for growth.
Wow, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have from those common pitfalls.
To the inspiring stories.
Those who turn setbacks into huge wins.
It's really fascinating how what seems like a dead end
Yeah,
can actually be a turning point.
totally. Like that quote we mentioned.
Which one?
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's all about how you view those challenges
Right.
and what you do with them.
Yeah, embracing that growth mindset.
Exactly.
Every setback is an opportunity.
To learn, to adapt,
and come back stronger.
and knowing you don't have to go it alone.
You really don't.
Building a strong network,
Yeah?
finding mentors can make such a difference.
Absolutely. Surrounding yourself with those who believe in you, people who offer a fresh perspective, help you navigate those bumps in the road.
It's inevitable you're going to hit those bumps.
You are.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
into the world of startup setbacks,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this.
I'm listening.
Remember that failure is not the opposite of success.
It's not.
It's part of the process.
A chance to learn, to grow.
To evolve.
Yeah.
It's a chance to refine your vision.
To strengthen your resolve.
Achieve even greater things.
Than you thought possible.
Exactly.
Embrace the journey.
All the twists and turns.
Every experience shapes you.
Even the tough ones.
Makes you stronger, more resilient.
Ultimately, a more successful entrepreneur.
So, dear listeners,
If you continue on your journey,
keep these lessons close.
do your research,
Validate your ideas.
build a strong team
And don't be afraid to pivot.
when you need to.
But most importantly,
Remember that those setbacks,
yeah,
they're not the end of the story.
they're not. They're just chapters.
Chapters in your success story.
We're so glad you joined us for this deep dive.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
And keep diving deep.
We'll see you then.